today we're making chocolate cupcakes, but they're going to be slightly bigger than chocolate cupcakes. What I've got in here is 6 ounces of spread. Now in my instance I'm using stock because I find it makes great cakes. If you want to use butter or plant-based spread, it all comes out great in my experience. Preheated my oven to gas mark 5 because we like to have a good preheated oven. Let it warm up for about 20 minutes. For heaven's sake, when will you learn to switch my beaters on? This has been in the fridge a bit too long, so I'm just loosening it up a bit. I'm going to pour in 6 ounces of caster sugar. In we go. You can change it up if you want and put brown sugar in. Light brown sugar's good. If you want a toffee flavour, feel free. The world is your oyster. And what we're looking for is a nice, light, fluffy consistency. Beat some air into it. So I've made this nice, light and fluffy, and what I'm going to do now is add a teaspoon of vanilla. Well, I'm going to eyeball it anyway. And mix that in. That just helps to enhance the chocolate flavour. Now I'm going to do this slightly differently as I would normally do, for the simple reason I want to see if it makes a difference basically. So my mum used to do it in that she would tip her eggs into a bowl and then add them, oh wait a minute, here we go. She used to add them a little bit at a time with flour. I'll whisk this up. So she used to add egg flour. Seemingly if you do that, it's supposed to make really fluffy cakes. Well, my cakes are nice and fluffy the way I do them. So I was wondering if it would make a difference. So that's 3 eggs whisked up, 4.5 ounces of self-raising flour, along with 1.5 ounces of cocoa powder, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon-ish of salt. No more than half a teaspoon. It's about 1/4 to 1/2 that. And we're going to sieve that in as we go along. Okay, we'll add a bit of egg. And we'll mix that in. Then we'll take it off the mixer, scrape down with my spatula. Okay, we'll take that off. Reposition. Okay, and then we're going to put in some flour. So we want a bit of flour. And a bit of cocoa. So we're going to sieve that in. Make sure you get rid of all the lumps. And then we're going to fold that in. And we're going to continue in this vein until we've got rid of all the flour and all the egg. As you can see, the mixture has come together rather nicely. The only thing I'm going to add to it is a little bit of buttermilk. The reason I'm adding buttermilk is because cocoa powder is notoriously dry. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of buttermilk into the equation. It'll help the baking powder to react and make it even more fluffier than what it should be. You will see, just wait and see. The acid in the buttermilk gives it a lovely lift. So just go through, round and round we go. Where she stops, nobody knows. Yes, she does. About now, because we've gone through, and look how loose that is now. So I'm gonna pop these into some muffin cases, which I've got off to the side here. I'm gonna use an ice cream scoop to pop them in here, and I'm going to bake them in an oven for 20 minutes, gas mark 5, and I'll be back with you to show you what I do with them next. So I'm going to make a dark chocolate icing for my cakes. Now to make them, I'm not actually going to use any dark chocolate for it. I'm simply going to use 25 grams of spread, which is going in there, and I'm going to sieve into there gradually 125 grams of icing sugar. Now yes, I know this is a tea strainer, but it'll do the job for me. So I'm going to start off with a very small amount. So the smaller the amount, the better really. And yes, I know you could do this in a larger quantity and you could do it all in one, but I'm just going to do it in small amounts. Why? Because my large sieve is in the washing machine. And this is the only one I've got free at the moment. So I have to make do. And we're gonna mix that in. I'm gonna switch it on. So we're just gonna cream that together. And we're just gonna keep going. And I'll come back to you when I've got it all in. Right, we're nearly at the end. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a few drops of vanilla extract in. My old favourite here. Now I don't want too much in, so I'm going to put maybe a quarter of a cupful and pop that in. That'll help to soften it up a little bit. And then what we need to do is add some good old-fashioned cocoa powder, which I have here. And I've got about a tablespoon of cocoa powder. I need to sieve this one in. I want to get rid of all those nasty little lumps. As soon as we've got this mixed in, we're going to add some hot water to it. About a tablespoon, but we'll set that off first. And it will get drier. I've got some boiling hot water here in my cup. So I'm going to take a tablespoon, gradually drizzle this in, and we're going to keep mixing until it all comes together. There we go. It might, depending on what happens, it may need a little bit more, it may need a little bit of something else, but we're just going to keep going. Okay, so I've stopped my mixer, and as you can see, we've got glorious, lovely, well done icing. So I'm going to pop this on my cakes now, so I'll be back in a second. Hi, Liz here. Realised that I have to put a warning in place here. I'm sorry everybody, but I'm not a piper, and what you're about to see is in no way a cake decorating tutorial. Please bear this in mind when you are watching this video. Thank you. This is where this is where you get to find out how awful a piper I am. I'm going to put a little bit of piping on each of these, so apologies in advance for my piping skills. So there's one, as I told you. I'm not a piper. Not a piper. As long as it tastes okay is the aim of this anyway, because it's going to my father-in-law. So, and I'm going to put some chocolate drops on top, because let's be fair, it needs hiding, doesn't it? So if you know anybody who can show me how to ice a cake, let's just hide everything. I've got, look, chocolate drops. That'll hide everything, won't it? The cakes will be amazing. Oops, that'll do. That'll do. If you decide to make these cakes, send me a picture. Your icing's better, send me a picture. Let me know how you do it. Send me a video of how you've done it. That'd be great. A little bit about what it looks like. But so long as it tastes good, that's the main thing. This is just to show you that anybody can bake. Oops. Voila! Enjoy!